Right now, the latest details on the large structure fire just off South Park Street from last night. What officials are saying about the fire today. Also, parts of southern Wisconsin are recovering after last night's violent storms. We'll look at the damage left behind. That's all coming up right now at 10. Well, tonight we're learning more about a massive 3-alarm fire from late last night on South Park Street. Madison Fire says the building was a warehouse-style facility with more than 50 vehicles, as well as pallets of tires. That fire was about a mile west of the Alliant Energy Center. Nearby residents received a warning to stay inside and close their windows to protect themselves from potentially hazardous smoke. This morning, that order was lifted. McKenna Alexander was one of the first reporters at that fire, and she returned to the site this morning to see what it looked like in the daylight.
Behind me is what daylight revealed at this facility off South Park Street. Right now, only a few details are known about Friday night's fire, but Madison fire officials do say they're very busy investigating the blaze that left behind significant damage. Heavy black smoke billowing into the air Friday night, masking the damage waiting to be seen come Saturday morning. Igniting just before 7:30 p.m., a 3-alarm fire on Madison's south side demanded dozens of fire trucks, multiple water cranes, and hours of work in potentially hazardous conditions. As of Saturday, Madison fire officials are not sure what caused the fire at 1804 South Park Street, but say strong winds and the building's contents kept the flames going and made it difficult for firefighters to stop the blaze.
There's several vehicles, discarded tires, a lot of fuel source back there keeping this fire alive.
Friday night, residents within a half-mile of the fire were asked to keep their windows and doors shut out of a concern for air quality. But that didn't stop bystanders, as dozens pulled over near South Park Street to watch the blaze that seemed to never end.
Oh, we can hear things collapsing. It sounds like flames. You know, we see water being put on the flames, but they're not going out any.
According to officials, the building that caught fire housed tire pallets and vehicles, 50 of which were heavily damaged. Right now, they're still investigating what businesses were impacted and where the fire began.
Yeah, all we know is we were dispatched to 1804 South Park, and we've been focused on that fire ever since. We have not done the investigation as to what this property is, how the fire began.
For News 3 Now, this is McKenna Alexander.
As of now, no injuries or deaths have been reported, and we will continue monitoring this story for any updates. Be sure to stick with News 3 and Channel3000.com. A reminder, you can stay up to date with the latest stories in your community by downloading the Channel 3000 app. Make sure to turn on push notifications so you're one of the first to learn about breaking news. In New Glarus, firefighters say a lightning strike is what started a small kitchen fire last night. Firefighters found flames from a light fixture in the kitchen after being called to the home at about 7:30. They removed the fixture and put out a small fire in the attic. No injuries have been reported. Right now, the National Weather Service has confirmed 3 tornadoes from last night here in Wisconsin. 2 of them were in Walworth County, one from Sharon to Delavan Lake, and then another from Como to Elkhorn. The third was in Beloit. More surveying will be done tomorrow to confirm other possible tornado strikes. And Julian joins us now with the first warn forecast. Julian, those are all EF0 tornadoes. So what exactly does that mean?
An EF0 tornado is actually a rather weak tornado, Brady, and they need to be sustained around 65 to 85 miles per hour winds, but they only last about 3 seconds as well as they sweep through whatever area that they make contact with. The good news is, though, as I read through some of those survey reports, there were no injuries and no fatalities from those tornadoes that had moved through those areas that have been surveyed and confirmed so far. But here's a look at some of those storm reports over the last 48 hours. But this is from yesterday's storm in itself. You can see mainly into the southeast, just south of Janesville near Beloit, and to the southeast near Walworth County, just west of Lake Geneva, and to the north as well. Also towards Jefferson County is where we saw a bit of those tornado reports. But other than that, high wind reports were really what swept through much of southern Wisconsin as we got into our the storm in itself. Now, taking a look at later into the week, folks, we have a severe weather threat coming in to being possible for southern Wisconsin and for much of the areas into the Midwest just south of us as well. This would include Illinois, Iowa, and parts of Missouri. So that means we have an alert day in the forecast forecast for Tuesday night and Tuesday afternoon as high winds, hail, heavy rain, and isolated tornadoes are once again all on the table for any possible strong to severe storms that may start to stir up for us by the time we get into our Tuesday afternoon and Tuesday night. Something we're going to be monitoring very closely here at the First Warn Weather Team. We'll break down the timing of this in just a few moments. Until then, back to you, Brady.
Thanks, Julian. Across southern Wisconsin today, communities are dealing with the aftermath of last night's violent storms. Greene County was one of the areas hit, with several homes and farm buildings seriously damaged. Braden Ross was there this morning to see how that community is recovering.
Here in Greene County, debris littering the fields and structures like the one behind me leveled. People still working to pick up the pieces after a devastating storm.
I mean, that's always happens after a storm like this. Everybody tries to help.
Saturday morning, a community coming together to clean up after severe storms tear across southern Wisconsin.
Reports, I probably have 24 reports of damage to property. Some of those, like I said, range from a trampoline or a kid's play set being tossed, into the neighbor's yard or something like that. There are some outbuildings, I'll call them, that are down, some cattle barns that lost the siding on or whatever, but and then maybe a half dozen houses that had some more moderate damage.
One house in Decatur sustaining significant damage and leaving a family displaced. And barns and farm structures across the area leveled. The owner of this farm telling me they're still processing the loss of places that held generations of memories.
A lot of minor damage, but a lot of, more moderate damage in there also. I don't think the numbers are going to be high enough for any kind of declaration, so it's mainly advising people to contact their insurance agent and work through them.
But as Greene County works to recover, many just trying to focus on what's most important.
We were fortunate, no injuries that I'm aware of yet, so.
In Greene County, Braden Ross, News 3 Now.
That video you just saw captured the moments after the roof of an Illinois theater caved in, killing one person and injuring at least 4 others. Now, these new images show the condition this morning of the Apollo Theater in Belvedere, which has now been condemned. The fire department there says more than 250 people were inside the theater when the roof caved in as a result of those severe storms across the central U.S. Right now, the death toll stands at 22 from severe storms and tornadoes. Arkansas was one of the states hit hard from last night's storms. And behind me, damage from the capital city of Little Rock, where the mayor says the storm went through the western part of the city in just a matter of minutes.
Clearly, we know it was coming. Everyone took cover as it relates to the emergency response from that standpoint. But just to see the devastation of the impact of the flattening of homes, the flattening of businesses in a matter of minutes.
No deaths have been reported in Little Rock, but at least 4 people were killed from the storm in the town of Wynne. There are also 3 deaths in Indiana and 1 in Alabama. Back here in Dane County, police in McFarland are saying an officer was hurt after a vehicle took off during a traffic stop and dragged him. It happened on Siggelkow Road, just east of Lake Wabisa. Authorities say the driver ditched the vehicle and then ran away. Other law enforcement agencies are assisting McFarland in the search for that driver. It was a historic day for the Marquette Golden Eagles men's basketball program. No, it wasn't playing in tonight's Final Four. Instead, a former Marquette star was enshrined in the Hall of Fame. News 3 Sports Director Zach Hanley explains. Hey, Zach.
Yeah, Brady, Dwayne Wade got the call every kid growing up playing basketball dreamed of getting. The former Marquette standout is now a Naismith Basketball Hall of Famer, and in the process, he made some history, becoming the first Golden Eagle player elected into the Hall of Fame. After leading Marquette to the Final Four in 2003, Wade was drafted by the Heat, where he went on to win 3 NBA titles and a Finals MVP during his 16 seasons in the league.
It's just truly an honor, truly a blessing for my family and I. Where we come from, this doesn't happen to anyone. And so just truly, truly honored and truly blessed to sit on this stage with so much greatness. I think the one thing up here, all these guys are team first guys. And so it's so cool to walk into the Hall of Fame and to continue to be a part of amazing teams.
The women's final is already set, and McKenna Warnock will close out her college career playing for a national championship. The former Monona Grove star scored 5 points last night in Iowa's 77-73 win over South Carolina. But her best play, grabbing the biggest offensive rebound in Hawkeye basketball history to seal that win. Warnock and Iowa will take on LSU tomorrow afternoon at 2:30. Coming up later in sports, we'll show you how the Brewers earned their first win of the year and why Luke Fickell has been impressed with the Badgers so far during spring practice.
All right, see you then. Thanks, Zach. Well, brand new tonight, Camp Creatability kicked off Autism Acceptance Month with a pop-up fundraiser at Carbon 4 Brewing, raising money for its camp for children who are autistic. And the camp molds young minds through the arts. The event featured hundreds of pieces of art, all made by students at the camp, with all the money raised going right back into the programs that will benefit the campers.
The event itself is important as far as fundraising for Camp Creatability to give us some extra funds to really help support the clients that we work with. But April in general, and actually every day, is really important to spread that awareness about acceptance, because a lot of people with autism don't feel like they belong.
Every April, Carbon 4 creates a neurodiversity beer and gives the money to Camp Creatability all month long, adding in the funds from all the art sold, and it'll kickstart the next chapter of changing lives. Also new tonight, International Festival is back at the Overture Center this weekend, with enough to see and do now that it's a 2-day event. So if you missed out, hey, there's another opportunity for you tomorrow. The festival is a celebration of cultures that call Dane County home. Event organizers say they had more than 30 cultures represented in a variety of ways, from vendors selling arts and crafts, clothing, and yes, even food.
These are our neighbors, these are our family members here, and that's what's really fun about the event. Being able to expose them in something that's right here, you get the taste of the world in one building and in 2 days.
If all of this looks interesting to you, you can see it for yourself tomorrow afternoon. The International Festival runs from 1 until 4 at the Overture Center. Admission is free. Still to come at 10, could girls flag football become a future Wisconsin high school sport? We'll show you how the Green Bay Packers are trying to make that a reality.
We went to Ho-Chunk Gaming Madison last night.
I don't really get how the jackpots work.
Ho-Chunk Gaming Madison actually has had multiple million-dollar winners.
There are linked progressive slot machines at the same casino where local players increase the jackpot amount.
And a standalone progressive jackpot increases when a player plays on an individual machine that isn't linked to any other machines. Ho-Chunk Gaming Madison. More ways to win. Find your perfect jackpot.
Ho-Chunk Gaming Madison.
An ally of former President Trump is one step closer to joining the Wisconsin Supreme Court.
Dan Kelly. He worked for a radical anti-abortion group and on the court could uphold Wisconsin's abortion ban. No exceptions for rape or incest. And Kelly not only opposed background checks on all gun sales, he wrote the court decision making it easier for dangerous people to carry guns in public. Banning abortion, putting our communities at risk. Dan Kelly is too extreme.
There are so many things we take for granted. So many things. And along with them, sometimes we take the people who depend on them for their survival for granted too. The elderly, disabled, the veterans, people on limited and fixed incomes, or folks that lost jobs in sectors hardest hit during the pandemic. How can they survive with record increases in their basic cost of living? Some people just can't come back. And through no fault of their own, they're being left behind, struggling to keep their heat, water, and power on. If you or someone you know needs a hand up, our heat, water, and power providers are working together to keep you safely in your home. You may not ask for it, but we're here to help.
Are you waking up in the morning with a sore jaw, headaches, maybe even ringing in your ears, all because you're grinding and clenching your teeth at night? That's exactly what was going on with me. That's when I found this, the Brux Night Guard. Now the Brux Night Guard redirects the bite force away from the back teeth, reducing jaw pain while still protecting the teeth. This unique design is what makes Brux Night Guard different from all other traditional grind guards. Go to BruxNightGuard.com and order yours today.
She's only 9, but this golfer's a tiger.
I love golf. It's the best sport ever.
And her skills have earned her the chance to compete at the home of the Masters. News 3 Now's Zach Hanley finds out what drives this grade school golf prodigy. Monday at 10.
Well, no news of an Aaron Rodgers trade yet, but up in Green Bay, it was a historic day as the Packers welcomed girls from 10 high schools across Wisconsin for its very first Girls Flag Football Open. The Open allows players to showcase their skills while playing a sport they love. The Packers are pushing for girls flag football to become an official WIAA-sanctioned high school sport. And today's inaugural event showed girls are definitely interested in playing flag football and learning more about the game.
I encourage others to join flag football or a girls football league because a wonderful sisterhood, the competitiveness, and it's overall just a fun sport.
One of those 10 schools chosen to participate today was Sun Prairie West. The Wolves have been practicing for several weeks now ahead of today's event in Green Bay. We sent Andrew Banstra to a recent practice where he learned about the program from the players and its promise.
Break. Sun Prairie West is one of 10 schools the Green Bay Packers invited to their inaugural Girls Flag Football Open, a day of skills challenges and games.
It could change the future because if this becomes a sport in the WIAA, that would be amazing for girls to go out for flag football.
And that's the Packers' goal. This will be an annual event and hopefully, eventually, a WIAA-sanctioned sport.
Right now, there's 8 states that have girls flag football sanctioned as a high school sport. The end goal for us is to hope that this is going to be the spark that continues to grow the interest of girls flag in the state of Wisconsin.
For Chelsea All, the wide receivers coach for the men's football team at Sun Prairie West,
Go to the right and go to the flag.
coaching the first girls flag football team is everything.
It's something that I've always wanted to do my entire life, and it's just awesome to see these girls out here having an opportunity that I never had.
Luciana Moreno, who's also trying out for the baseball team, had never thrown a football. Now she's the team's quarterback.
So I've actually took on quarterback. Been learning with a few other girls how to throw a ball. I mean, I've been challenging. It's been challenging trying to throw it with a spiral, but I'm working through it. I really like it too.
Even though she wishes she could have played a full season, Micaiah Hawk is thrilled to be a trailblazer.
A wide variety of players. There's some people who don't really play sports, and then there's people who have been playing sports their whole lives. So it's really cool to see everyone develop.
For women everywhere, this is a game changer.
Something I'm gonna look forward to, and something I'll have as a memory for the rest of my life. And same with these girls.
In Madison, Andrew Banstra, News 3 Now.
Well, the Packers have an indoor facility up there in Green Bay, so any win this morning, not really an issue, I guess.
Well, that's good for them, Brady, because we're still going to be dealing with wind heading into tomorrow, and on top of it, even potentially going into our Tuesday. But folks, we have an alert day, so let's talk about it. Tuesday, we have another round of potential strong to severe storms starting for Tuesday afternoon into Tuesday night. High winds, hail, heavy rain, and isolated tornadoes are all on the table to be produced from any of the storms that could be producing themselves throughout much of the upper Midwest once we get into our Tuesday afternoon and Tuesday nights. Now, here's a look at our day for severe weather categories. So around southern Wisconsin and the further, just close to the Illinois-Wisconsin border, you can see that's where we're looking at the possibility of having any kind of severe weather. But the further south that you go, the more likelihood or the better the threat is for severe weather for those areas. Now, taking a look at our last storm reports. Now, this is from the storm that we just got done with and are still having surveys from the National Weather Service for some of these confirmed tornadoes reports that we have on southern Wisconsin. So into the southeast, you can see quite a bit, especially along Highway 43, where there's quite a bit of storm reports of tornadoes. We do have a few confirmed, but mainly a high wind event was what really swept through much of southern Wisconsin. But again, a lot of us felt much of that storm that was rather potent from the last night and going into the rest of our Friday night. Now, one thing we're going to be watching for, just kind of keeping an eye on Tuesday. Now, this is going to be a strong system. It's going to start to really develop once we get to our Tuesday afternoon. Initially, some rain, but then we're looking for some storm development into our Tuesday afternoon and night. And once we get into the overnight hours, we could start to see some of these winds coming in from the south, really being on the high end side. And you can see a bit of that bowing action as of right now, which is going to be a key signature of this being another high wind event that could be rather strong. Now, note these are coming in from the south. And with these strong winds coming in from the south with that warm sector, it's just going to be adding fuel to any kind of storms that will start to fire up as we get into our Tuesday night, heading into our Wednesday. So again, we have a few days to prepare, so make sure that you do. Plan ahead, have your severe weather plan ready to go just in case of the storms do hit us once we get into our Tuesday. Outside of that, the rest of the weekend's going to be a howling wind type of event for us once we get into our Sunday. Areas to the northeast may see a couple of shower activity, but overall, we're going to stay dry here in Madison, and temperatures will be into the middle to upper 50s, but those winds will be gusty throughout the course of the day. Now, Monday, we are expecting to see a bit of some showers, but it's mainly just going to be showers. 1/10 of an inch is all we're really going to be expecting. Taking a look at our 10-day forecast. Once we're done with our alert day for Tuesday, Wednesday will be just the aftermath. So temperatures will be a bit cooler. We may see a couple of AM showers. Then it is, for right now, rather quiet, rather dry. And for Easter Sunday, actually going to be pleasant for us for once. We get a weekend where it's not super windy, sunshine, and 50s, Brady.
I like everything that you just said.
I do too.
All right, thanks, Julian. Well, coming up in sports, Wisconsin football has the pads on for spring practice. Why Luke Fickell says he's liking what he sees so far from his Badgers. Zach's in next with sports.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
It's the Hy-Vee Mega Meat Sale this Friday through Sunday. Ground beef, just $2.98 for a 1-pound roll. Hy-Vee Choice Reserve Filet Mignon, just $7.99. And Hy-Vee Chicken Drumsticks or Thighs, only $1.18 a pound. Only at Hy-Vee.
Is your closet cramped and cluttered? Well, now there's Space Triangles, the clever new hanging device that fits over any hanger to save you closet space in seconds. And now may be your last chance to get them for a low price. Now you can vertically hang multiple items, guaranteeing that you'll have up to 70% more space in your closet. Your closet can go from messy to marvelous in no time with ease. The ingenious slip-over design secures the hangers vertically. It snugly fits all types of hangers to save you space. Order now to get an 18-piece set of Space Triangles for just $9.99. But wait, due to rising costs and supply chain shortages, this may be your last chance to get Space Triangles at this low price. There is a strict limit of 1 closet pack per order while supplies last. Once they're gone forever. Order now.
Call 1-800-592-6531. Call or visit spacetriangles.com. So call 1-800-592-6531 now.
Community is helping each other, making sure your neighbor is taken care of. At Lake Ridge Bank, community is who we are. We take pride in being a community bank, strengthening relationships and investing in the places we come from. It's why we are who we are. Lake Ridge Bank. Go far, go together.
Soon you'll head to the polls to decide the balance of the Supreme Court. The choice is clear: an extremist or a common-sense judge, Judge Janet Protasewicz. She'll protect our rights and our freedoms. She'll be fair, impartial, and independent. Judge Janet Protasewicz believes in women's freedom to make their own decisions when it comes to abortion.
I'm Judge Janet Protasewicz, and I'm asking for your vote by April 4th.
Make a move in the most electrifying Honda vehicles yet. Like the CR-V and Accord, with available hybrid powertrains designed for more responsive performance and more advanced tech. When you drive a Honda, you're driving with the 2022 Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com Best Value brand. Get moving and find the Honda for you. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or visit your local Honda dealer today.
It's the most wonderful time of the year.
Non-drowsy Claritin knocks out symptoms from over 200 allergens without knocking you out. Feel the clarity and make today the most wonderful time of the year. Live Claritin Clear.
News 3 Now is always on.
Download the Channel 3000 app and we will send you local breaking news as it happens.
The Channel 3000 app. Get it now.
Powered by News 3 Now.
Don't miss the Hy-Vee Mega Meat Sale this Friday through Sunday. Hy-Vee Choice Reserve New York strips, just $5.99. 8-ounce pork chops, 3 for just $5. And Wild Alaska Dungeness Crab Clusters, only $9.99 a pound. Only at Hy-Vee.
Luke Fickell is about a week into his spring football at Wisconsin, the first time he's been here. Today was the team's 4th practice, second with pads, and Fickell knows just how important the 3rd, 4th, and 5th practices of spring ball for his team are. It's time to make his Badgers comfortable in uncomfortable situations to see how mentally and physically tough his group is. And so far, he's liked the response from his group.
I thought they did a really good job. You know, we're challenging them in a lot of ways, but mentally, with their toughness and their emotional toughness is a big deal. You got to be able to handle the situations and things, you know, and so the competitive nature of what we're doing, I think, hopefully you just got to see today.
First trip to the Final Four for both San Diego State and FAU. Picked this one up with 15 seconds left. Owls up 1. John L. Davis takes it to the cup, but gets blocked, and here come the Aztecs. Need to score to keep their season alive, and Lamont Butler beats the buzzer to send San Diego State on to Monday's championship game. 72-71 is your final. So San Diego State gets the winner of UConn and Miami. This one was all Huskies. UConn has won every game in the tournament by double digits. That trend continued. Jordan Hawkins knocks down the triple. He finished with 13, and the Huskies advanced to the final with a 72-59 win. Brewers looking for not only their first win of the season, but their first run of the season, taking on the Cubs today. They're down 1-0 in the 8th. Jesse Winker smacks one right back up the middle for an RBI single to tie the game up. And then a couple batters later, it's William Contreras, and he reaches out and pokes a blooper to right. That plates 2, and the Brew Crew get win number 1. 3-1 is the final. The Wisconsin softball team was supposed to play Game 2 of their 3-game series against Illinois this afternoon. It's late, guys. I'm tired.
You're doing great.
Both Mother Nature had other plans. The Badgers and the Illini will play a doubleheader tomorrow. First pitch for Game 1 is set for 11 a.m. And Wisconsin will be well represented in the Women's World Championship later this month. Britta Curl, Lacey Eden, KK Harvey, Nicole LaMontia, Hillary Knight, and Abby Rock will suit up for the United States. Their first game is April 5th against Japan. Brady, how do we say Illinois? Because I could not say that.
That's fine. I heard Illinois this whole time. You're great.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, not the first, second, or third try I tried to say it. It was like word vomit. Like,
but that's the lesson. You keep trying.
Illinois.
If at first you don't succeed, and you got it. So there we go.
I think we should go to bed. What time is it? 11:20?
Almost tomorrow.
Okay.
We'll be right back.
Your paycheck. Your family depends on it. But if something happened to you, you need life insurance. And chances are SelectQuote can get it for you for under $1 a day. SelectQuote found Michael, 38, a $500,000 policy for under $23 a month. SelectQuote found Anna, 37, a $750,000 policy for under $23 a month. SelectQuote's secret? They comparison shop a select group of great companies like these for your best rate. Give your family the security they need at a price you can afford. Since 1985, SelectQuote has saved over 1 million families millions of dollars on life insurance.
Call now. 1-800-549-6081. That's 1-800-549-6081 or go to SelectQuote.com.
Discover what over 1 million families know. We shop, you save.
A man brutally attacked and sexually assaulted a woman. The victim spent endless nights unable to sleep, plagued by nightmares. Judge Janet Protasewicz called the offender many females' worst nightmare, but she cut his sentence to only 2.5 years in prison. Judge Janet's dangerous judgment puts our families at risk. That's why sheriffs throughout Wisconsin support Dan Kelly. He's the only candidate we can trust to keep violent felons off our streets. On April 4th, vote Justice Dan Kelly. Fair Courts America is responsible for the content of this advertising.
To everyone who believes in tradition, come enjoy a few of ours from Wisconsin.
People in Wisconsin love a good fish fry.
Really love. And we love sharing it with guests everywhere.
At Culver's, we still batter our North Atlantic cod by hand to order.
And we cook it to a crispy, golden perfection just for you.
For you.
For you.
So it's crispy outside, flaky inside. Let us take care of you.
With some homegrown traditions we were raised on.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
With everything you have on your plate, earning your degree online seems impossible. But at Grand Canyon University, we specialize in helping you fit a master's degree in education into your busy day. Your graduation team, led by your own GCU counselor, provides you with the personal support you need to succeed. Achieve your goals with a plan and team behind you. Find your purpose at Grand Canyon University. Visit gcu.edu.
How does your school help take care of our planet? By recycling, planting a school garden, turning tissue rolls into bird feeders. Share your earth-friendly projects with us, and you could win a prize in our Time for Kids Earth Day contest. Submit your photo, short video, or written entry at channel3000.com by April 17th. The week of April 24th, Ask us some help, and News 3 Now will visit 3 winning schools with a tree to plant. So join us as we take time for kids and celebrate our amazing Earth.
Call for action only on News 3 Now.
We look like triplets tonight.
Ooh.
We got the gray on.
You know, on a Saturday night.
And we didn't plan it.
We did not plan it either. Hey,
look at that.
We look good, America. Taking a look at our 10-day forecast, ending out the weekend in the upper 50s, but it's still going to be windy. We're keeping our eye on Tuesday, folks. Alert day for severe storms, so make sure you're staying tuned.
Thanks, Julian. Hey, good night, America.